Hello and welcome to Laws of Education. Today we will be doing the English poem Dust of Snow. The poet of this poem is Robert Lee Frost. Here is a few information about him. Robert Lee Frost was an American poet who was born on January 29, 1963 in Boston, US. He was a poet and playwright by occupation. He had his university education in Harvard University and Dartmouth College. His notable works were A Boy's Will, North of Boston. Notable awards were Pulitzer Prize for Poetry, Congressional Gold Medal. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of the day I had ruled. Let's read it one more time. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had ruled. Hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. This is a hemlock tree, and rude means held in regret. So here the poet Robert Frost says. So Robert Frost is having a walk in a snowy day. So we can see it's a snowy day because the crow shakes, and then it's a dust of snow that's falling on the poet's body. So it's a snowy day, and the poet is having a walk, and there's a crow which is sitting on a hemlock tree. And when it shakes, the dust of snow falls on the poet. And when that dust of snow from this hemlock tree falls on the poet, it gives him a change of heart. It gives him a change of heart, so which means that he had previously been in a very bad mood. So he's telling when the crow, which is sitting on the hemlock tree, shakes and the dust of snow falls on him, it has given him a change of heart. That means he was in a very bad mood earlier that day, and because of that very small incident, it has changed, it has saved some part of a day I had ruled. So he's telling that earlier that day was very bad for him. He was very annoyed with the day, so perhaps he had come for a walk, and when he comes for a walk, the crow on the hemlock tree shakes a dust of snow on him, and when the dust of snow falls on him, it gives him a change of heart and it changes his mood, and then it saves some part of a day I had ruled. Now we have to note one thing here. The poet uses a crow and a hemlock tree. To note one thing, that both the crow and the hemlock tree are considered inauspicious. Crow, according to superstitious belief, is considered inauspicious and are full of sorrow. And the same applies to hemlock tree. A hemlock tree is used literally, like it is used to a hemlock tree. The hemlock tree is actually used to represent death. And both here, the crow as well as the hemlock tree shows something bad. Like according to superstitious beliefs, it is considered inauspicious. However, the poet here uses them as tools which changes his day into a good one. Now we'll go deep into the poem. The setting of the poem is a place where it's snowing heavily. That means the season is a winter, it's a winter season. That's the reason why there is dust of snow. Look up the poetic devices. The poetic devices poetic devices used is alliteration. Now, what is alliteration? Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds in the same line, such as the sound of S. Now, in the poem, when we see, here we have saved some. So, saved some is the alliteration where saved SS, the sound of S is repeating. So, it is an alliteration. Think about it, the significance of using hemlock tree and crow over other trees and birds. Now, when we talk about this poem, it is a bit weird. The reason is because usually when you look at poems, when you read poems, you see that the poets only describe trees such as the maple, the oak tree, the orchid, such and such, and birds such as parrot, sparrow, peacock, and such beautiful birds. Whereas here the poet has used a crow and a hemlock tree, which are both considered inauspicious. Now, when you think about it, the reason you might the reason is because the poet wants to convey a message that everything is a gift of nature and we should accept everything wholeheartedly. We shouldn't be like this is inauspicious and that is considered bad and that is superstitious. Nothing like that. There should be no superstitious belief and everything is auspicious, everything is good because all are gifts of nature. So, this is the reason what the poet indirectly tries to mean through using hemlock tree and crow in this poem. What is the message that is delivered in the poem? Sometimes seemingly insignificant natural events do bring about change. Now, what is this insignificant event here in this poem? When the crow shakes and then the dust of snow, which is really, it's actually never considered. They are like really negligible happenings that are around us. We never consider them, but still, here the poet says that those insignificant natural events also can bring a change. Change can it be in any way. Here, the poet is having a change of heart. It can be changed in any way. Then, one should always accept what the nature provides and should be thankful for everything. The nature here again we have discussed about this earlier. So the poet uses a crow and the hemlock tree. So one should always be thankful with the nature. One should be thankful for the nature, for everything that the nature provides us, rather than complaining that he didn't complain. It was a crow, it was a hemlock tree, it was inauspicious and all. He was happy what had happened and he was thankful to nature for it. And everything that are around us are gifts of nature and we should accept them wholeheartedly. And this is also the same thing as we said, the crow and hemlock tree are considered inauspicious. However, the poet had considered it a very good thing, something that had changed his day. So all these are gifts of nature and we should always accept them wholeheartedly. Enjoying little things in our life makes a great difference. Now, this small incident actually saved a part of the poet's life, a day in poet's life. Now, our life is not so long. We have to literally accept everything that comes in our way. We should always try to make it cheerful, jovial. We should always try to be jovial in everyday life because our life is short. We need to consider each and every moment as precious. So here this poet didn't consider that. He was annoyed by this day. So when he had gone for a walk, that small insignificant act of the nature also had changed his day. It had made a great difference in his day. It had saved some part of a day that he had ruined, that he had held in regret. That means it had saved a part of a day which he didn't actually like. So being in outdoors with all its unpredictability can benefit anyone, anywhere, anytime. So we have to be always be with our environment. We should always be in connected with our nature so that it can actually benefit us. We don't know how it will benefit us, but some or the other way it will benefit us. Rather than just staying indoor always, we can go out for a walk. But I know in this prevailing condition, it is not possible to do so. So we can have a walk. We can just look at we can open the windows and we can sit and we can look at the beautiful nature around us and enjoy the nature.